If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, the Innkeeper, and this is our live call and talk show all about the Wheel of Time. Yes, I am back for my penultimate live stream for the next 6 months. That's right, the ultimate live stream ever. The most ultimate live stream would be next week. Although tonight's pretty ultimate. It's penultimate. And because I want you, my guests, they're pretty penultimate kind of people. I mean, they're ultimate people, but you know what I'm talking about. I've seen their faces as I'm going through that. But the ultimate live stream, yes, is a 12-hour deep dive of our dear Landfear. That's right. Landfear Gaidon is next Wednesday. And how better to step away for 6 months than talking about Landfear and having all of you out there talk about Landfear and in chat talk about Landfear and say the name Landfear as many times as possible in 12 hours. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. But not tonight. We're talking Knife of Dreams. And if you're with us in chat, remember that the spoiler level is nothing after Knife of Dreams. So, without further ado, let me welcome my... Did I call him penultimate guest? Yes, my penultimate guest.
I think actually you changed it to also ultimate.
Also, okay, I did. My ultimate penultimate guest. Dani Brett, how you doing?
I feel like I'm calling from behind the curtains. Also ultimate.
Totally ultimate. Awesomely ultimate. Hey, both of you.
Hi, Matt.
It's awesome
Thanks
to see
for
you.
having us here. We're excited.
Yeah, absolutely. If you remember the last time we were together,
and
I was dealing with some issues, and I did make it through an entire 2-hour show with you, talking about the news and everyone's favorite book, Crossroads of Twilight, and still made it through, even though I was really ill that night.
The problem was you didn't tell anyone you were sick, and then we had a discussion where, like, did we offend Matt Hatch? Like, have we done something terrible? Are we never getting invited back here? I don't know. Was worried.
I know you did. You were like, he's not. I think it was even like a live moment where you were talking at me, but about me, and you're like, he's not even laughing at our jokes tonight. And and I'm over here just like sweating. I'm like holding it like, no, I'm okay.
Wrong because our jokes are so funny. They hit every time.
Well, I mean, it is jokes related to Crossroads of Twilight, which, okay, let's be honest,
yeah.
it was not everyone's favorite book. But I'm gonna say I'm not gonna give you the results because. Dani, you're not watching chat, right?
No, she doesn't have it on.
Good. So I'm not going to tell you what the poll was. I'm just going to tell you I did best Wheel of Time book out of these four, and I said Knife of Dreams, The Gathering Storm, Towers of Midnight, and A Memory of Light. I'm not going to tell you which was the favorite. Just people in chat will see this. But I'm going to end this poll. Only 86 of you voted on this. Come on.
I refused to answer that one. I didn't answer it. I closed the poll.
You refused to answer it.
Yeah,
wow,
I'm not partaking in that.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to. I understand. So I'm going to end this. I'm slightly disappointed. I won't tell you why, but I'm slightly disappointed in this poll. I mean, I'm actually very disappointed in the outcome of this poll, but we won't talk about that today. That's not for today, everyone. Oh, hey, thank you very much. Warrior reads, to celebrate my friends Dani and Brett being on the Dusty Wheel. Hi, it's Chad Welsh. I finally finished Memory of Light last.
I'm offended by the comment right below that, though, unfortunately.
bad.
I think Brett has worn that sweater for at least 5 of these streams.
Guys, I have like 2 to 3 sweaters.
That's
max.
his nice one. That's his nice.
This is my
sweater.
nice one. I don't have a lot of clothes, guys.
Wow.
How about Matt and his black t-shirts? Are we not gonna?
What are you talking about? They're timeless.
Yes,
Timeless.
That's what you need. You need a black
Or-
one, and then people will never know if
Never
it's
know,
the
yeah,
same
exactly.
So
sweater.
I should have said Wheel of Timeless. Wheel of Timeless.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. Okay. There was almost a little bit of news, but it ended up being like a false alarm. There's this like they posted a little season 2 thing, and it had like a voiceover. Ended up being just Landfear. It was just Landfear, everybody.
What do you mean just
we're not
on
gonna.
here?
I just mean the voice. We thought the voice might be in someone else, like it was a season 3 kind
Oh.
of clip, but no, it was just Landfear. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to do that. We're just going to jump into this. And if you've never watched one of these episodes before, you have a ton to go back and watch. We've been doing this from the very beginning.
So long.
Like, how many years now have we? I mean, I guess, like, did you come on in that first year? Like, was
Yep.
it 2020 the first time I had you on?
Yeah, because we started in 2019,
Mhm.
and
Wow.
so we were already through the first 3 books.
Yeah.
And the
Did
first
you-
time we came on, we
Okay.
talked about the
first
first
three
First
books,
3.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. Okay.
And then we
So-
started
and
doing
then
one
we
at a
started
time.
making it a series. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot to go back at watch from a prediction standpoint. I did, even though I wasn't feeling well last time, I did write down the predictions that you had. So
Ooh, okay,
I
good.
have, like-
I wrote down some too. So
I have the Path of Dagger ones. I have Winter Heart
wow.
and Crossroads of Twilight. Kind of, I can see what. So I have these here for me, and I reminded myself about the book. I did not go back and reread it in anticipation of this, but I reminded myself about some of the key things that happened because you guys are the ones that are going to tell us and remind everyone in chat who doesn't remember where this ended or began. So, this is a funny comment. Yes, you did. Did I hear Matt Hatch say where it's just Landfear? Yes,
I know.
because Matt Hatch also knows there's 12 hours of Landfear next week. It's okay
Yeah.
that it's just Landfear today. It's okay.
I'm kind of jealous. I want to watch that.
Oh yeah. I don't know that I
Is it
can
just
make
show
it a
stuff?
non-spoiler. We're gonna cover the show, but I don't know that I can say it's gonna only.
I know.
That's
Every
tough.
once in a while, I'll like pop in and lurk in the corner for like 3 seconds, and then I'll be like, and I'll leave.
Okay, Dana Lou's asking this. I'm not going to do this, and because we get to this point of we get to a discussion of the end of the show of the book itself. So I don't want to like preempt that discussion yet, Dana Lou.
Don't worry, everybody.
So I
else
would say
will.
like I post a link to tarvalon.net. You can go look at the summary and quickly just grab like the last chapter of some things that happened there. That's a good way to kind of remind yourself. But we'll get there. We're gonna get there exactly where this is at. I know it's kind of hard to know what you can say in chat if you can't remember the books. So so just be careful. Just be careful because there might be some people in chat that will not want things to be spoiled. But if you have never watched one of these, we go through 7 categories of discussions over the next hour and a half. And Danny and Brett get to kind of fill me in. And I try to, poke at some things, laugh at some of their jokes. Make sure Danny doesn't know that... Make sure Danny doesn't know if I am like trying to poker face it. I'll take some sips of water, try to make them meaningless and meaningful at the same time. That's what this is going to be for the next hour and a half, everyone. So you ready? You both ready for this?
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
You know where this begins. Here we go. Our first category.
Rate it.
Rate it. Yeah. Knife of Dreams. Rate this. Okay. Danny, where are we at? Knife of Dreams. I know how fans think about this book in general. How do you feel about it?
Okay. I have like 2 categories for how I feel about this.
Okay.
In case it's just different because I read this book in a way I don't recommend for anyone to read this book. So we started at the beginning of June this year and we finished at the beginning of December this year. And so it took 6 months of consistent reading to read this book. And so just with the way things worked out in our lives, we really mostly did 1 chapter episodes and it took a while. And there were some parts in the middle that dragged out probably longer than they would have for a typical reader. And so I was having trouble like getting into it.
Yeah.
But then
Can you
after I was done.
Can you just throw out maybe some character names where things might have felt like it was kind of are there
Elaine.
like
Perrin.
Yeah.
What else is there?
okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Shocking, but go on.
Yeah, that's the new and notable part.
Okay,
that
yeah,
a lady
we're getting
Moraine?
there. Yeah, we're
Oh,
getting
that's
there.
just
We're
okay.
getting there. But rate this thing. So okay, I hear the
Okay, I'm rating it. Okay, I'm rating
Okay.
it. Okay, so after going through and processing everything that happened, and we did our own book recap, and I'm putting this one at spot. Oh, I think tied for 4th.
Okay, tied for 4th.
Yeah.
Brett, are you surprised at this point? This is a tied for 4th. Like for you, do you have any recollection of your first time through this book? And would you where would you have rated it back then? And where do you rate it now?
Yeah, so I mean, I personally, I love this book a lot. I think a lot happens. We get a lot of plot lines that finally close after so long. So
Of not closing.
I think one of the big
That's
reasons
true.
why it is one of my favorites is because we get to wrap up so many of the big questions at a very, I mean, critical point in the series. We put like a nice bow on a lot of things before we step into, you know,
Other
the
things.
last battle, if you will. So like the lead up to that. So I had it very high on my list. Like I've always like probably top three,
number
top
1,
four.
yeah.
Maybe not. I don't like to. I hate rating books just for because I don't remember. It's just like in the moment of when I'm rating it. I'd say like top
You're like,
3,
yes,
4.
liked it.
Yeah,
You know?
That's what we're here for, to make you do what you hate.
exactly.
That's why I built this place.
Mhm. Yeah, I
So,
wrote
yeah, no,
out my rankings for the first time for
so
all of.
Did
the
you?
12.
So you have it? Okay.
Yeah, she has
so
it, yeah.
walk us through, because that was the next question I was going to ask. Like, remind us all where you at today with all of the books you've read so
With
far.
all of my book rankings. So this
Yeah.
is the 12 books that Robert Jordan wrote solo.
Okay.
Okay, I have Fires of Heaven number 1.
Okay. Big.
Has
Okay.
been, and I don't
Like
know.
since you read it, I think it's
I
been
know.
number 1.
I have a real emotional connection to it. Like I don't know why. I just love it. Lots of cool, like fun things happen in it. Then I have Shadow Rising. Then I have The Dragon Reborn. And then
Okay.
I have Knife of Dreams tied with Winter's Heart.
Winter's
Okay.
Heart mostly because of the ending, though.
Because of the
you
ending.
have put that as
The
like
ending
an asterisk.
just like, yeah,
Yeah.
it made it too exciting. And
like
I
with the
just loved it.
cleansing.
Yeah,
So
with
Sure.
the
if anyone's
cleansing.
Yeah, yeah.
forgotten.
That was good. And
Lots of
then
people
I
have forgotten,
have,
I'm sure.
in no particular order, between 6 to 8, Path of Daggers, Crown of Swords, and The Great Hunt.
Shifting.
They kind of just
You
hang
put-
out, in the
You
middle.
put the
of it.
Great Hunt with the Path of Daggers.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's fine. That's
Sorry.
fine. That's
I
good.
need to reread it. It's been so
I-
long.
oh,
That
I
was
know.
like
That's-
4 years ago I read that. I don't know what happened.
That is so true. And that's the really difficult part for all of us, because we can't go back to the second reread. We don't like, there's not like unless you've only read it twice, I guess. But if like you get back to these books and that affects your rating forever. Like there's just things that stand out that you're like, okay,
Yeah,
that was
maybe
really
the
cool.
Great Hunt should be higher.
No. And
Maybe
this
Landfear,
is
but like, you know
this
what
is
I
your
mean?
rating. This is your rating. This is your rating. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
we have Lord of Chaos, Eye of the World, Crossroads of Twilight, New Spring. Lord of Chaos didn't do it for me, but I think that's a book for rereaders.
I know. No, I mean, I don't know that I won't be surprised if you ever go back and read these again. Like I don't know if you
Got a
ever will. Like
podcast to do
after
that.
I mean, that's true. Like coming back to these things, I wouldn't be surprised if Lord of Chaos doesn't actually transcend this list all the way to the top or anything just because you reread it. Some of these earlier ones, I'll be really interested. Like The Great Hunt, that's one, or Dragon Reborn. It'll be interesting to hear some of these other ones, but I wouldn't be totally shocked if Lord of Chaos didn't make it all the way back. But by the way, I saw my wife in chat. You know her. You both know her, and she did something recently that's related to podcast too, because The Lights Work interviewed Terry recently about kind of her experience in Wheel of Time fandom and as being the Innkeeper's wife. And so if you haven't listened to that, I think you should. You should go listen to that at some point after this live stream, of course. But
Is it safe?
And
Is it
if
safe?
Terry ever makes it to where we are, she can also come be a guest on our podcast.
Okay. You heard that. That was gauntlet thrown down there, Terry. Is it safe? I think so. If Anas or Grace are in chat and they can answer that question, I don't think there's any spoilers. Like it didn't go that route.
You
So
finished The Eye of the World?
yeah, she's finished The Eye of the World.
Okay.
And she started in The Great Hunt, I believe, but I don't think it's gone any further than the kind of the start of The Great Hunt. So
Okay.
yeah, but I don't think there's any spoilers, but we'll double check that for you.
Okay.
Okay, so So interesting rating with this one in the kind of 4th place. So yeah, let's move on from that. Do you remember what our second category is then of discussion? Do you want to say it?
Right and wrong?
Right and wrong it is. Nice. What did you get right and wrong? This is like some of the best stuff. This is stuff I look forward to, especially as we get in. Like, oh man, the last 3 books, that's going to be so much fun to hear these.
Yeah.
So right and wrong, give it to us. Yeah.
I actually got a lot right.
Okay.
Yeah, but okay, I just want to like cut you off. Oh
No.
Okay, no.
Why?
I wanted to say the wrong stuff, but we're gonna do right first. Sorry, never mind.
Why?
Okay.
Well, just
What do you
because the big one you've been waiting for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't. Yeah. Anyways, let's be positive first.
Well, we can go back and forth. Maybe like one from right, one from wrong.
Yeah, you can. I mean, mix it up however you want to do it. Like,
Okay.
But yeah.
Now,
Okay,
a
let's
lot
hear
of the ones I got right,
Okay.
there's like a caveat to it because they're things I've been predicting at the end of every book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
So it gets less right as you go down.
Sure.
It happened. I'm right.
Look, that happened. That happens to all of us. That happened to all of us. So it's okay. It's okay to eventually be right about the thing you're waiting
Right.
on.
So
That's okay.
the one that I really am the most excited to be right about is it's the end of the Shido and the Fail captured plot.
Yeah.
I said that was getting wrapped up this book,
Yes.
and it did.
Yes. Yeah. That is. Yeah. It's nice when things get wrapped up.
Love it. Love that. I love that. But I also said specifically at the end of Crossroads of Twilight that Fael would be rescued during or because of an attack on the Shido.
Okay. Well.
So
okay. Yeah.
I was like pretty right about
yeah.
that.
That was
Yeah,
good.
that was a tricky one too, because when we were going through it, we kind of got left on a cliffhanger with
I just didn't want her to get like rescued.
Yeah. There were a lot of options for how she could have been rescued because she had the Roland situation, she had the Galena thing, Perrin was coming in, she was trying to escape. Like there was lots of different angles of ways it could have played out. So
that was a whole complicated thing, man.
There's a
That was
lot
like
going
really complex. Oh my god.
yeah,
For books.
yeah.
And I bet Perrin's not my favorite character, but I bet for people who Perrin's their favorite character, maybe this was like, you got some insight into Perrin a bit more than. I don't know. I've tried to salvage it.
Nice. That's a nice try. I just think he gets very narrow-minded and very driven towards this
Never.
whole my wife.
Yeah.
I'm not even fighting in the last battle if I don't find my wife.
Well, that's
You
the
know?
theory. Is the pattern's like, hey, he outright states like, I am not doing the last battle if I don't get my wife back.
So the pattern was like, all right.
Yeah,
here
Patterns like,
she
okay,
is.
we're
Yeah.
fine. You can have your wife.
If only we had known. If only he had known earlier on. Like that would have been so awesome.
Well, because the wolves were like, hey, Perrin, how about you just forget about your wife and get a new wife?
She
Like,
did
there's
say that. They did say that.
Okay, by the way, I asked everyone, would or could you ever read a Wheel of Time book this slowly? And what's your guess on how many people said yes, Dani?
I think some people said they could do it.
Well, this is just a would could. It's like anything
Yeah.
yes, would
It's
or
one of those
could.
like you
Yeah,
say
yeah.
you could until you start
Until
doing
you
it.
try. Although there are some people who I do know
Yeah.
are reading along with us.
Okay.
So
That's pretty impressive. That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna say like 25% said they would.
And
do
some
it.
people are doing it
Okay.
slower, like your wife.
Yeah.
She's going.
She's going real slow.
You're like, she definitely, but yes, like hell yes, in this one.
Yeah.
Okay, let me end this poll. It was actually 33%.
Okay, that's pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man. Okay, what else? Yeah, right and
I
wrong.
was wrong about
Okay.
my ongoing prediction that Moraine
Yeah.
is coming back.
Yeah, you were really adamant that you're like
carrying this one
100%.
on. Okay, you're like, wait. Okay.
Yeah,
you were
except
wrong
that,
about.
you know what? It's not altogether wrong
Okay.
because we do get a
Okay.
Moraine letter
Yes.
about how she says, "I'm not dead.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Okay.
gotta come rescue me."
Okay.
But then that's the end of that. This
Yeah.
book.
So as a reminder, it's the letter that she wrote, and Tom had it, and then the instructions were, Tom, don't give it to Matt until he asked about it, and then finally Matt asked about
and then
it.
he's like,
Yeah. How about this letter?
And she's like waiting for Matt to
Yeah.
be like, "What's that letter?"
That was
Then
it. Yeah.
immediately
The whole
gets,
like,
sidetracked.
I feel like that's like one from a writing technique where it's like, it's whenever Robert George is like, this is a good one for me coming back and saying this is why it didn't happen, right? They got the letter now. They got the letter now.
So we got the big like mic drop. We got to go rescue Moraine. She's not necessarily dead.
Yeah.
But she didn't officially come back.
Was there some chill moment there where you're like, finally, like, I saw a letter? Because you've been hanging on to this idea. It's like,
yes.
Okay. You're
yes.
Yeah,
we have some thoughts we can
let's
talk
go.
about too.
What are we waiting for?
Yeah. We're trapped in the middle of, but anyway.
I'm assuming we're going to hear some.
How to travel.
I'm assuming we're going to hear some predicting the weaves sometime later tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
what else was on that list then?
Oh, you also were pretty sure that Elaine would become the queen.
Because I've been predicting that one since we started trying to become queen. Is this gonna wrap up anytime? Or are we just gonna?
Except again, asterisk, because she's flip flop between being like, I don't even think I want Elaine to be queen of Camelot. Why does she even have to be queen? She can just she can just take Kyrie and like, fine, we just leave it alone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But you did say at one point that yes, we would wrap that up, and you were technically correct.
I was right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's a good one.
And I also said she's going to be pregnant forever, and that holds true.
Right.
Elaine is going to be. Is that one of your ongoing predictions? Just like pregnant forever.
I actually have a prediction to share with you about.
Okay.
And
We'll get there.
When the birth will happen.
Okay.
So
hold on. I'm interested. Okay. I like that. Anything else that stands out? It feels like these are like a lot of kind of like ongoing ones.
There's a couple of big ones.
I got a
she's
couple
like
good
said.
ones.
Yeah.
I got a couple good ones. So I predicted that Galena wouldn't actually escape when she was like, haha, I'm free. And she was like running away. And I was like, no way. And it was like mid, read. But I was like, no way. Yeah. There's no way she's getting away. And
the benefit of doing one chapter at a time with it is that there's some pretty big cliffhangers with RJ's writing.
And then I can just like make a prediction.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't mind that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, little ones that you were right about that you had said at some point. Aerith and Loyal will get married, and they did get married this book. That's pretty exciting, right?
Yeah.
And then you did say that Darlin would become king of Tyr,
a la Min's viewing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's been like little things that she like. There's a lot of stuff that like happens in Knife of Dreams.
I predicted that Moradin was that guy at Shatter Logoth.
Sure.
At the Pew Pew battle.
Yeah.
The pew pew battle.
And we found out this book that it was Moradin.
By the way, Brett, I like how Brett was kind of like, okay, yeah. I mean, that's we all predicted that. But okay. Okay. No. It is. What's so interesting about this, and you're right. This is reminding me just how much Knife of Dreams was kind of like. Okay, there's this whole list, this build-up list of things that we were like. So in the next book.
Yeah.
It's not that it happened exactly like we all anticipated in some situations, but it's funny to be reminded of just like Knife of Dreams. We were like, yes, finally stuff is like getting, and so now we can move on from this. And that's, I think, the difficulty from a fan's perspective, right? It was like, man, we would have loved if Robert Jordan had then like written right. Obviously, even Brandon, right? Brandon would have loved, I'm sure, like Robert Jordan was here with us and had written those books, right? Like, so, that's to have this be the last one. We can talk about that as we kind of get to the end of this, but,
okay. Do you want to hear my biggest wrong prediction?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah. Okay. So books and books ago, I think maybe book 8.
Oh yeah.
We get Adelius gets murdered by dark friends.
Right.
And everyone is so sure that it's like either this person or this person. Yeah. But I went off script and I was like, nah. Robert Jordan wants us to believe it's one of these two, but it's not. And I stood by, I don't even know who I said, one of the ladies from the kin people, who were like new novices following Vandine around. Mm-hmm. I was like, for sure it was one of them. One of them's a dark friend, and they were new novices, so like they could be bringing tea, and it all worked out. It was like a really well thought out prediction. And then this book, we just find out, no.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty good too, because
it was one of those
you were against what Elaine was thinking specifically, because Elaine narrows it down like it must be Saritha or Carrie Ann, because like those are the only two. It probably isn't Marilyn.
And Elaine is such an unreliable narrator. Like she believes these things, and it's like, nope, that's not true.
She's like way overconfident at the
Yeah.
worst moments.
Mhm.
By the
she
way,
was
I
super confident
had
about
forgot that I had written that one down. Yeah, the new novice kinswomen are responsible. They're bad, is what
They're
you
bad.
wrote in the.
And
Yeah.
turns out
Okay.
they're neutral at best.
At
And,
least not the murderers.
and it turns out, I don't even remember her name. Carrie Ann, is that
Yeah.
the one? Yep.
There
Yeah.
you go.
And then everybody
fine.
dies, and it's
And
fine.
it's like, die, die, die. That's not for this episode.
Yeah.
Or for this section.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was
yeah.
a very wrong prediction.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fun one. That's a fun one to kind of revisit. Yeah. Anything else that stands out to you from this one?
Yeah, at one point I thought that Dylan would turn on Elaine.
Yeah, you've
Okay.
been really suspicious of Dylan.
Well, you
Sure.
know why? So we get a Brigida perspective, and in Brigida's head, she says, I don't like Dylan. I don't trust her, and Dylan doesn't like me. And I think, I love Brigida.
Right.
Who doesn't like Brigida? That's someone to be suspicious of, right?
Ooh,
and if
yeah.
Brigida doesn't like someone, I don't like someone.
I'm going to ask everybody that. Do you
Yeah.
like Brigida?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
We'll
Do
find
you
out.
like Dylan? Ask if you like Dylan.
Dylan.
I love Dylan because she's like this old lady, like chair throwing assassination plot foiler. She's fantastic.
Nah. And I
Okay,
was
you
like,
want
you
to
know what?
know if they
Dylan
like
actually
you
might
want to know if
be
they
the
like
bad
Dylan? Okay.
I was like, plot twist. Dylan turns on Elaine and then takes the throne.
Here we go. People are going to be like, "Who's Dylan?"
Yeah.
She's the one who basically helps Elaine get the throne.
Yeah, and I thought she was going to turn on Elaine and take the throne, and then I'd be like, good. Now Elaine doesn't have to be queen.
That was
Dylan.
always feed into another one of your desires. Yeah. Okay.
But that
okay.
was wrong. She didn't turn
Yeah.
on her. She
No,
helped her get it.
she basically said what she meant
Yeah.
the whole time
It's annoying.
and
when
was
people do that.
and was
Like,
honest.
I don't trust anybody. And then
Yeah.
they're like, trustworthy? I don't
Yeah,
know.
again another one of those things that I think Jordan does well, which is he makes everyone seem suspicious, and then you're like, this person must be, and then they're like, no, they're just straight up not.
They're just a person. Yeah, they're just someone who hangs out here. One thing I did get very right was that Matt married the daughter of the Nine Moons
Oh, yeah.
officially.
Yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
Like, officially. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a
well,
little,
actually, she
wizard.
gets bonus points
No,
too.
that's wicked. I love that.
I
That's-
know, it's a little wicked.
I want to give her bonus points for this one because she had originally, when we met, like when we saw that prophecy or prediction or whatever, she had said that they're probably going to end up getting married due to like cultural misunderstandings or something. Like,
Okay.
there's no way Matt's actually going to do this unless it's like by accident. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and you made a weird
I
comment
made a
about.
I made a thing like, oh, you walked around the fountain 3 times in a
Yeah.
row together, and now we're married.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's the type of like marriage that and that was right.
It's kind of right. Yeah, it's like pretty right.
And then when we had what's his face, not skin suit guy, other guy,
Oh, Kareed.
Kareed, and
Yeah.
not Kadir.
Kadir is skin suit guy,
Kareed.
and then Kareed is the
Creed is
Shanshan
different.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Death
Again,
Western.
So
another,
he's
another
writing-
Jordanism,
Yeah.
messing with us with the
Yeah.
names like
I
that.
know. Who'd do that?
Yeah.
So he's riding in. He's gonna go find Tuon, and I was like, "Ooh, he's gonna catch up to them," and that's when Tuon's gonna say it,
Mhm.
and that's what actually happened. So
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself for that one.
Okay. By the way, people are mentioning that the chat, the polls aren't showing up. There's nothing I can do about that if YouTube is messing with the polls and you don't see them. I see them, but if you don't see them, I'm sorry. You'll just like randomly. Can you randomly click on something? Is that maybe what I do? Yeah, it definitely is a Matt. That's definitely a Matt. I like the idea of walk around a fountain 3 times.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, okay, well, that means married, right? And Matt's gonna be like, what? You know?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
But it's also Matt to like also not necessarily fight that.
Yeah. And also, like, in my opinion, if we're being honest here, if someone's like, oh, we're married, and you're like, I don't want to be, and like your ceremony was just me saying it, then I'm just gonna like not be married
Although, no,
to you. Like,
because
Matt could just leave and be
we
like, no.
did have this discussion on our podcast about how what is getting married really, other than saying I'm married to you now, and you're saying, yeah, me too. Like, isn't
Sure.
that actually just a marriage ceremony?
Yeah, but he was saying it like more like in a shocking way versus like I'm committed.
I know.
commit myself to you.
I know, but still, that I think that the idea behind it isn't as weird as we're like making it out to be.
Okay, no, I accept that.
Other right or wrong ones that stand
Okay.
out for you.
Right prediction. Aram is a shady guy.
Yeah, you've had your eye on him for a while.
Don't trust that guy.
Yeah. I mean, you go back and read that like in The Eye of the World, and you get that same. I mean, like the whole Two Rivers sequence. You know. You
Oh, I
already
know.
Oh,
kinda-
that's
you already kinda get
really
that.
where I think I have
Yeah.
an in my notebook. I have a physical suspicious list, and he's on it twice by accident. 'Cause
There's not even a lot of names. There's like 5 names and
No.
Aram's twice.
Yeah, Aram, that guy is bad. And
Aram,
then
yeah.
we get confirmation at the very end of this book that Taim is a bad guy. He might not be Demandred,
Yeah.
Okay.
but he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Remind me what is the confirmation?
Mhm.
So basically, this like 6 red sisters
Idiots.
from the White Tower,
6
they're
red
like they
idiots.
finally decided that they're gonna bond the Ashaman, and they go into the Black Tower, and they're like, "Hey, Taim, we're gonna do this." And then Taim and his 100 Ashaman all start like laughing in
And
the
then he
room.
says,
and
like the old saying says, "Let the Lord
Yeah.
of Chaos rule."
yeah,
Oh,
And
okay.
then they're all laughing.
and they're like, "I don't remember that saying." Anyways, it's like, yeah, you're
And that's pretty good confirmation.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the only time I've ever heard anyone say that they were a Forsaken.
right.
Okay.
So either he's a different Forsaken and not Demandred, or he's getting his orders from a Forsaken. You know?
I like it. Which theory do you believe in the most?
Well, I definitely thought he was Demandred. I really thought that. Remember the whole ice cream cake?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So so
Remember one of the most popular theories of all time? Like, you remember that? It's like that one.
yeah.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
but you gave me 2 theories. Which one do you agree with most, or is there a third theory? you agree
Probably
with?
he's just like top dark friend.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You believe Taim
Assistant to the next Forsaken.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the dark
Well,
one,
it's
but like that would
Moraine,
be
right? Morden's the one who's like, let the Lord of Chaos rule.
well. I mean, the dark one said it initially,
Mm.
and then that was like the orders. So it's like hey, let the Lord of Chaos rule. So, anyways, orders get passed down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taim is.
I'm just
Taim-
if by
Taim,
saying
sorry.
bad guy, I just like cover it's the umbrella, right?
I like it.
sure
Like,
he's evil.
top dark friend. I like it. Okay.
Top.
That's a good one. I like that you brought that one in. Other ones add the new list before we jump to the.
Mhm.
We got other categories. So I mean, we got
Yeah,
stuff to
we
talk about.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just checking it out. I think
Yeah.
that we like cover most
Those are the big ones.
the
Those
big
are the
ones. I don't
ones.
have a big like
Okay.
prediction board this time or anything, but
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, it's time then to jump on. This is my favorite.
Yeah.
New, notable, and shocking. Like it's fun to kind of hear like the ideas that are going along, but Jordan can still kind of give us some shocking stuff, some new and
Certainly
notable
can.
things. So what's in your list that for you? You're so far into the Wheel of Time at this point.
Should we talk about the most shocking?
Yeah, most shocking.
Yeah, let me do this one. The most shocking, this book cover is basically identically like scene for scene. It is right from the book. This is an accurate representation of what happens. There is a tent meeting, and there's like Perrin's there, and
Barrelane?
Galena's there, and Barrelane's there.
Or was Barrelane not there? No, Barrelane-
There's like a bunch of
I don't know.
people. It's like there's actually the people who are supposed to be in the meeting are there. It's crazy.
I'm
very
opening
accurate
this image here. Hold on a second.
You can pull it up. If I had
Here
it,
we
I would
go.
show it.
Yeah. This is the one you're talking about here.
Yeah. So
Which
there's,
one's
like,
Perrin? Which one's
Arganda.
Perrin? Sorry,
Yeah.
that always gets me.
Beefcake.
Yeah.
He's clenching his fist. Where's my wife?
There's a perspective issue, but
Yeah, I'm always like Perrin got really old really fast. It's how long he's been actually looking for his wife at this
Oh,
point.
yeah,
he was not
He's
taking
just-
care
see
of
there's
himself.
maps on the table because he's planning out the map so he can save
Yeah.
his wife.
This scene actually happens, and it's like,
Pretty good.
and it's the only.
That's a lot of. Look how many maps are like. I mean,
So many
some of those are like
maps.
maps. There's like
Yeah.
a lot.
That's
So
how you
many maps.
prepare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you
Yeah.
know anything about battle planning, man?
Clearly not.
Okay. I actually wasn't talking about the book cover.
Oh, okay.
Turns
All right,
out
that's fine.
that wasn't on my list actually. So, well, let's talk about getting our hands blown off.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that happened. That happened. Did that? So maybe walk us through kind of your experience in that. Was that because there's a lot of Elaine and Perrin stuff that
Yeah.
changes things, right? Yeah. So like, how shocked were you, and how much were you just like, wait, what? And
Well,
Yeah.
from the beginning, she was like, "This is a bad plan,"
Yeah.
because their plan was bad. It was a
bad one.
bad plan going in.
I was like, don't we have the ability to like sometimes like have a physical shield?
Mm-hmm.
And like even Rand is like, I don't know if we can trust these people, and but we're going in anyway with like literally no shield, no plan. We have Damani and Suldam standing there. Like at any point, anyone can try to attack you. Like you have no idea what they're thinking about you or what's going on, and we're just gonna roll in. Like,
and the emergency signals like shoot a firework, like
into the
into the
sky,
sky, so your troops can come
and
later.
then we're gonna travel to you. Like,
yeah, it was a bad plan.
bad
And
plan.
I blame Min because she shouldn't even be. She shouldn't be there. She forced herself
Can't
along.
blame Min.
And if she wasn't there, Rand could have dove out of the way. But she was there.
Min. Don't blame Min for the bad
There you go.
plan.
Cannot.
Blaming her.
You cannot. Not allowed.
By the way, I'm gonna end this poll that we've had up in here. Do you like Dylan?
Oh, right.
So yes,
like, what poll?
86%. 86% said yes.
All right.
That's pretty
well,
good.
That's
There's
fine.
about 80 or 90 people voting for these polls today, and yeah, that's pretty good. 86%. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, the hand. Yeah.
Hand blown off, and then also now we have Semirog of
Semirog.
all Forsaken captured. Like, no, you balefire the shit out of her, and you move on.
And you get your hand back.
It's a balefire. Yeah.
Right.
You could have had your hand back if you just had a
Sort
bail.
of.
Like, what are you gonna
You would have
learn
had to
from Samurag?
really balefire though.
Would you have though?
It depends how long it took you to balefire.
I
her
mean,
back.
I honestly, I don't know why that always hasn't been the thought in my head. Like, that is a lost opportunity.
That's how balefire works, though.
Now.
Yeah.
I know that would. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if we were like talking about that and why didn't that happen. I mean, I know there's a whole Rand thing. With
Because he was unconscious.
Yeah, because
no one else knew that was like Semirog.
Yeah.
But while she's standing there, literally captured. That's what I pictured. Yeah. That's how you balefire.
Balefire people.
That's
what the symbol is. Yeah,
this is the symbol for balefire.
Yeah.
If you didn't know.
Like a Sailor Moon type.
No, but it's also like she wants like kill. So we're kind of at this point in the series where it's like, hey guys, like the last battle's coming. You've got a lot of Forsaken left alive. You just captured one. Why aren't we just killing the bad guys?
She's the worst one.
Yeah.
She's
And you're like,
the worst one to have in captivity.
Yeah. Rand's like, hey, she literally escapes captivity because she's so evil and scary.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just put her into captivity. There you go. Like, that's the answer.
Yeah.
At this point, like, let's take pieces off the chessboard. Let's start killing the bad guys.
Yeah, that Knife of Dreams, you're like, it's getting close to the end here. Why aren't we there yet?
Yeah. And I get that Rand has this whole I don't kill women thing, but like there's a lot of other people who could do it for you.
Lots.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, that's not like, I feel like he has an emotional connection to Landfear, so like maybe that's why it was a little bit harder. Because like my theory is just kill the women and then put them on your stupid list.
So, hold on.
You need
turns out you need 2 hands to balefire.
That's why he couldn't do it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, there you go.
Oh, I bet one hand would. He's Rand. He can make it. He can make it work.
Oh my gosh, that's really
he lost
good.
his left hand. Right?
Yeah, he lost his left hand. Yeah.
No balefire anymore.
Actually, okay, we haven't really had a chance to talk about it, but I need to hear your thoughts on Rand having issues with channeling. Because like there's a whole thing in the Wheel of Time, but
yeah,
like,
well, that's in my new notable and shocking list.
Okay.
Trollocs attack Rand's house and Lews Therin takes over.
Oh, that was before the hand thing.
Yeah, but that's shocking in this book.
Yeah. There's like a mass destruction of like 100,000 Trollocs and
but Lews Therin is like, my hands.
Yeah.
I need my hands. And
Exactly.
then he shoots fire arrows from his fingers.
Fire fingies.
Fire fingies.
What is? Yeah, maybe I just can't remember, Dani. What is it you think is going on with Rand at this point? Like when it comes
with
to
Lews Therin?
Yeah, with Lews Therin.
Well, Lews Therin is real. He's there.
Okay.
And
but
at
like,
one point,
explain what that means to you. I just like,
He wants Lews Therin to take over.
I think Lews Therin is like a funny character. I like him quite a bit. He makes
like how is he there? You see what I'm saying? Like what is
Like
when he's-
the
he's
mechanics
real?
behind it?
Yeah, the mechanics.
Give us
Have you
your
thought
best.
about them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Your best like how is this happening?
Well, is it? I mean, like he just is.
Okay.
Is that?
Magic.
That's fine. That's fine.
Magic or is it science?
I mean,
Like,
I think
what?
it's just the like when you have the Dragon Reborn
Okay.
soul in you, he's there, but he seems like actively there. Like they can have conversations back and forth. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
like he responds to him, and he knows so many things that only Luce Theron could know. So it's like,
Okay.
yeah, I think that he's there.
Like, is it? Yeah. I don't want to like.
It's a tough question to ask.
It
I
is
get
tough.
that.
Okay, he's there.
hard to
I think
answer.
we can go there. Like,
Yeah.
the Luce Theron is real, is what you said to me.
Is
Yeah.
Luce Theron real,
Okay.
or is Rand just like nutso?
Yeah.
Right?
There's like that.
Is he
That's
bananas? And I mean, like, yes and yes.
yeah, he is.
Yes
but
and yes.
Can we have both be real? Because I was really rooting for Luce Theron to get the power.
And then once he did, you were
And
a
then
little
once
bit
he did,
like,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, this is why we don't want him to have it.
Yeah, because if you recall, so after the whole manor house, there's like a ambush of a bunch of Trollocs. Luce Theron takes over, does mass destruction. The Ashman start picking up some of the new cool weaves, like Death Gates. We get introduced to that. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But Luce Theron doesn't want to let go of the power after.
And then
And
he tries to
everyone's
kill
worried.
Rand and make Dragon Mount too.
Yeah,
sequel.
it's pretty close. We got pretty close there.
And that's
The
kind of
sequel.
scary.
That is a little bit scary. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
was gonna ask you like,
Because I was like, oh, he's got so much knowledge. Just let him have it. Like, if it weren't for Luce Theron, I don't think they would have won that battle. Like, he's spinning his crazy Death Gates and his
Death Gates
arrow
are so cool.
fingers.
Yeah.
And then all the other Ashermen copied his weaves, and then we like did that whole
Yeah.
thing. And if it weren't for that, I don't even know what would have happened. They barely even won that.
Yeah.
And
you,
then
you know what's notable to add to this category that just kind of like sinks in with this scene is this is the book where we finally learn that Shadowspawn cannot go through gateways.
gateways.
They can't travel because there's been a question like, why don't we just use gateways
Yep.
to move Trollocs? Like, why are we always using the ways? And it's because we get an answer this book for the very first time that it's because
They
they
just
can't.
die.
They die when they go through.
Okay,
and
Brett.
then there's just like piled up dead Trollocs
There's
wherever they open
Sprinkled
the gateway.
across the country.
Do you think that was like always like this is one of those where I go, okay, that was in the book in book 11. You think Jordan was always there at book 2? Like, do you think this was like an evolving question for him, or do you think up front he just was like, yeah?
I
this is
think that's one of
impossible?
the things where he always knew it, but then didn't say it because like it was maybe obvious to him. Because
He's like, well, yeah, they can't go
You
through
don't
through
see
'cause I
him,
don't want
and
armies.
yeah.
Maybe like mechanically he didn't want them to be able to go through because then it's like, why wouldn't they just pop them in everywhere? Well,
Right.
it slows down the enemy. So like, but he didn't put it into the books because it was obvious that clearly that doesn't work. Otherwise, the Forsaken would have thought of it at some point.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why we have to sneak them on barges and
through the
Yeah,
ways.
probably one of those.
The
Probably
ways
one of those where he's like, well, it should be obvious 11 books in,
Right.
but
You
I'll
should
but
know
I'll be
this.
clear about it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Ugh, you readers.
Yeah.
I love it. The Death Gates and Luce Theron and
Mhm.
the loss of the hand and Semirog. Yeah, like this book has moments for sure.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like,
Okay. So we also have in the prologue Galad killing Aemon Volda.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool scene. Oh,
And
so
now
cool.
the White Cloaks are split up. So that's
Yeah.
pretty notable.
That's a huge one, and it's like right in the prologue, like you said.
Yeah.
Like that's
Good
a good
beginning.
that's a good start, right?
It's a pretty
Um,
strong prologue, like I
yeah.
gotta say. It's one of the longer prologues for sure too, but it's
Yep.
good.
Yeah, I that one, Galad. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's a good
that was a
scene.
pretty big. Yeah, it's a good scene, and it's a pretty, like you said, that's new, notable, and shocking. That's all three.
All of it. It's
Mhm.
all of it.
Okay, what else? What else? Like, remind everybody in chat. Like, what are some of the?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
kinda
a
crazy
little
things that
bit
happen.
shocking, although I did predict Aram was like a shady guy,
Yeah.
but his Disney death,
Yeah.
like that's what we're calling it, because
Disney death.
yeah, because he's attacking Perrin, and Perrin is like thrown off, and we don't want Perrin to have to kill Aram, and
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
as Aram's about to kill Perrin, someone else kills him
Yeah.
from behind.
And that's what
Yeah,
Disney
yeah.
does. Is Disney
Yeah.
doesn't make the heroes kill the bad guys. The
Yeah.
bad guys die because their own
Yeah,
allies turn
and then
them, or
3
like they fall.
seconds later, Perrin smashes Roland's head in with a hammer.
Yeah, he does.
So, like, okay,
That's-
we don't kill
yeah.
Aram, but
Roland. Yeah.
Hey, Matt, can you put
Yes.
a poll up? Because this is something that
Oh,
I've learned
are
is
you
that
allowed to request that?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess we'll
You can
see if he
request-
does it
you
or
can
not.
request polls. I'm here.
And if
I'm
he
here
says
for you,
no,
Brett.
then no.
I'm here to make polls for you. Go ahead.
And you can phrase it how you want to, but this is the controversy, because I didn't realize maybe that there was as much controversy around Roland as a character.
Oh,
So
Okay.
there's some people
Remind
on the
people who
side.
Roland is.
Roland is the guy who was trying to win over Fail's heart whilst she was captive, if you want to say it that way. So he was trying to, in a lot of senses, like court her in an Aiel sense, where he didn't necessarily like step
what
over.
happens as a guy shine stays
As a guy shine.
shine.
Yeah. And then he did say like, hey, I will take you away from here and I'll free you after. Like he says that. But there's some people who are like, nope, Roland was gonna like take her, and like I don't like Roland, hate him, glad he died. And some people like me, I was like a little bit softer on Roland, because like, yeah, he's trying to win her over, but like he's also gonna save her, and I don't think he would overstep the bounds of if she like firmly says no, because there's also the part where Fael doesn't necessarily directly say like no to a lot of his advances, because she's trying to use them to escape. So like it's a very
morally ambiguous.
Yeah, as all RJ things are.
Okay,
but like I don't know how you want to phrase that, but like
I'm not
Roland,
gonna tell you the
question mark, yes or no.
I'm not gonna tell you the poll I had up because it was like an old theory question. 61% of you, huh? Okay, that's this. You know, it's just an interesting.
Yeah.
It's a curiosity for me to be aware of. Okay, so basically, just did you want Roland to die?
Or like Roland, good guy? Yes or no? Like, was he a good guy or was he a
Roland.
bad?
Because
Like,
he did technically save them from that timber
oh,
house.
he very much saved them. Oh, also one thing you were very wrong about. Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
Architecture, baby.
I'm still incredulous.
It's really funny.
So you want Roland, good guy, yes or no? And will yes a good guy, no, not a good guy?
Yeah, like I don't even know how to.
But
phrase
not a
it,
good
but, like,
guy, because I mean, like bad guy. I don't like not a good guy.
Not a bad guy, but just
yeah.
like not a good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy, yes, no, 3. Okay, hold on a second.
I don't know. Put your explanation in the comments, and then like justify your answer. I don't know.
We'll pick the best one.
Okay. There we go. It's up there. And listen to people complain about the poll now. Okay, no, you're right. Like the Roland stuff is, I remember that. I'm trying to remember.
Because it goes on.
I was not bothered by Roland's death. I remember reading that. Like,
you're like, oh.
I did think I don't know. I have a memory of thinking like, whoa, Perrin.
Yeah.
Like, I think you just took out a lot of like books of anger on one dude, you know?
Oh yeah,
like,
on his face.
I felt like it was a little bit like
it's
that's where I was.
It's a bit of a double-edged sword too, because like the moment that he gets to kill Roland in is because Fael screams Perrin and makes Roland hesitate, because he knows who Perrin is. Like he knows who her husband is and what her husband's name is. So he hesitates, and Perrin uses that moment of hesitation to bash his head off basically with his hammer.
Does Roland assault Fael?
No.
He pinches her butt once.
Yeah, there's like a butt pinch.
I didn't remember if there was any. I couldn't
He's
remember.
the one
like,
He alludes to it a lot, and he's
Yeah.
like, if you want to like be mine right now, like you can be.
Yeah, like he makes himself
And
available
he's like,
for her.
why don't we go play some kissing games? Like he'll like
Yeah.
he makes advances
Yeah.
that she doesn't necessarily brush off because it might be her chance to escape.
Yeah, like she does, and at the end, she does think to herself like, I might have to do what I have to do to escape.
Perrin will never know.
Perrin doesn't need to know about it. And like, I'm also for that. Like, cool, do what you got to do to escape captivity. Like, if you have to, sucks, but like, you know.
Yeah.
So
I just remember like not liking the dude.
yeah.
And
You know,
but I did. I was like,
so.
I was shocked at his death. If that makes sense. I didn't like him,
Yeah,
and I
and,
can't
we
remember.
don't
This is
want
probably
no scrubs.
why. Like you're bringing up kind of moments where I was like, Okay, that's probably I got kind of like a bad vibe.
So do you remember?
thing from
Remember,
Nolan.
there was also the time when Fire was like hogtied basically by Savannah, like all night, like naked, and they did
like
that
winter.
weird. Yeah. So and he did like the hot coals thing to make sure she didn't like
Die.
basically overnight. So
And he like hung out with her.
yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know.
Okay.
Like he did good and bad things.
I'll have to go back and now read that whole section, like, because I can't remember. Like, I haven't gone back and read. I haven't gone back and read Knife of Dreams in a long time
to read that
so.
whole thing. So
yeah, and yeah, people are kind of like I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like this dude. Like I'm seeing stuff in chat. Yeah, I don't like him.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Okay. Next, new, notable, or shocking.
ooh, well, okay. What was new for me was that Semirog had infiltrated the Shanshan,
Yeah.
and I
As
was
an app,
supposed to somehow pick up that she was like Suroth's truth speaker somehow because of like one little interaction, like once.
Yeah.
I didn't pick it up. But that's a big deal. So like, murders the entire Shanshan Empire.
Yeah.
You don't have to like pick up on all of Robert Jordan's stuff. Like on the second time through, you can pick up on something.
I don't know.
Well, it's really funny because with Anath, it's like,
Hello,
Anath is
I'm
the new
Dani.
truth speaker. And then the old one like died mysteriously by falling down the stairs. And now there's this new really mean one who's like
who doesn't know her place.
Yeah. There's a few things, but
yeah, but she just straight up murders the entire empire.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of on Team Semirog right now. Like
you're on Team Semirog.
I don't like the Shanshan Empire, so if she murdered all the bad guys, I don't know. Like, is she a good guy? It's hard to say.
I don't know. It's kind of like Savannah torturing Galena.
Yeah, it's
we just go.
Not gonna lose sleep over it.
Yeah, that's like you said. I won't lose. Yeah, no.
The Rava basically taking Galena as captive now for the rest of her life.
More so wondering like what was Semirog's. Yeah, like where was she going with that plan, kind of thing. So
yeah, because that's my other thing is Galena and Savannah at the end of this book are in captivity.
They are. It's great.
So,
which is
see ya. I guess.
That's the tricky part is like bad things happen to bad people by other bad people. How much am I supposed to care about it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's an interesting thing, right? Because Landfear is like my favorite character, right?
Yeah,
and
because she's the most interesting to read. That's why.
Like that's what I mean. Is like it's really right when you're. It's one of those things where it's like, no, I don't think the stuff that Landfear did in the Age of Legends or whatever is good, right?
No.
You know, but you like just that kind of like appreciation for an interesting character, but at the same time, like, yeah, you start reading stuff and you're like, this is a terrible person.
Skin off their bodies. Don't do it.
Well, but again, like,
but also that guy sucks.
Kadir was the worst.
Kadir's the worst.
Like chopped up his own sister and stuff, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't a good guy either.
Kadir was not. Yeah. And
if anyone was going to be turned into a skin suit, it should have been him.
But I don't think that was necessarily the only reason that Landfear would ever turn it. Like, I don't think Landfear was like, I'm only going after those. You know,
who's Avienda? That's that one, right?
Yeah.
Another reason why Fires of Heaven is so good.
I know Fires of Heaven. No, you're right. I remember going back through Fires of Heaven and being shocked just how much I loved it, because I always sometimes in my head skip from Shadow Rising to Lord of Chaos, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's that book in between. But Fires of Heaven,
Fires of Heaven is also where like Matt really comes into his own as a battle commander with the Battle of Kyrie and stuff. Like, and
Brigida gets pulled out of Tel'Radrion.
A lot of good stuff.
Yep.
You meet Val and Luca, right, for the first time, isn't that Fires of Heaven?
That's the best part.
That's the best part.
Yeah. Jackman, the greatest showman.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
else?
Is that the person in your head when you read Valen? Do you see Hugh Jackman? Is that what?
Yes. Yeah.
The greatest showman. Yeah.
I get it.
Yep.
Okay. Next. Yeah. Anything else in the new, notable, shocking side of things?
I guess other than Moraine's letter, which we talked about.
That. That's shocking. Yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely notable and shocking.
Let's come back to it for like predictions, because that's like, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Do you have anything that was you thought was new or shocking?
I think we got it.
Yeah.
we've kind of covered these a little bit because obviously when we do these,
I have
there's
a
like
whole
a little.
plot line we haven't talked about yet, and it's going to be
Okay.
in the good. So just
It's in the good. Okay, that's right, everybody. We are moving on to the good and the bad.
and
Yes,
the
good
secret
bad.
ugly.
And the secret.
I don't know why ugly's not on there. I feel like it should
The
be.
good and the bad. I always feel like you say the bad and the ugly. It feels like you're gonna. I don't know. There's like
Yeah,
a.
That's
If I don't know, ugly, kind of bad. The good and the bad. Okay.
Yeah, good and bad.
So start where you want to start as far as the good or bad. Yeah.
Okay,
Where.
I'm going to talk about. I wasn't going to start with this, but I'm going to because we haven't mentioned her the entire time. It's been an hour, and
Oh my God, has it been an hour?
yeah, Egwene in captivity takes
Yep.
full control of her situation, and I like it. I thought it was great, and I wanted more.
Yeah.
I wanted more Egwene.
Yeah.
Like note for us in the way you think Egwene took full control. Like what were some
Yeah,
kind of
she's like
notable kind of
completely
moments?
in
Yeah.
captivity
And also for like where we are in the progression of
of like
yeah,
her
where
plot line.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we start this book at the end of Crossroads of Twilight. Egwene is captured
Yeah.
by trying to make the gates Coendiar.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Harbor
The
chains.
chain,
The
the
harbor
chain,
chain, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So the boat gate.
Not whatever, it's the harbor chains.
It's the boat gate. It's fine.
The
we
boat
get-
gate. It's good enough.
And then at the beginning of this book, she's brought in and is forced to become a novice
yeah.
again. And is like
Immediately.
like mostly fork rooted, but to the point where she can still channel a teeny bit, enough for like novice classes. And she sits in all these classes. She refuses to bow to anybody. She's going
Yeah.
for like 1,000 penances a day, which is the only part that's like enough spanking. That was the most spanking that happened in this book
Yeah.
was with Egwene.
So
That was
I
the
just
most
read
spanking
spanking
that
as like
happened.
beating.
Yeah.
I like it's because the
Yeah.
spanking, it's literally it's beating. Like
Yeah.
they're beating.
Sorry, it's
her.
just a funny comment to make about a Robert Jordan
Yeah.
book. That was the most spanking. that happened in
It's
this
like,
book.
and for Robert Jordan, that's saying something.
That's saying something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was lots of spanking, but this was the most.
Yeah.
But no, so she's like taking control of her situation. She's not bowing. She's saying, well, I'm actually the Amaryllis seat, and like saying that to people, and to the point where they don't know how to deal with her.
It's like 4 hours in, and they're like, what do we do?
What do we do? And so she's like in a novice class, and she's like channeling. She splits her weaves more than like any other Aes Sedai could like even do.
Yeah.
Fork rooted, and then she's like absolutely won't listen to anybody, is just taking all these beatings and then just going about her day. And by the end of it, all of the novices like stand for her, and now she's like the novice queen
Yeah.
in there, like by accident.
And
she-
accepted queen.
and
like, she's
accepted
queen
queen.
of both. Yeah.
and she goes for special Aes Sedai classes now, and it's been like 9 days or something. She doesn't even take the novice classes anymore. She's already like
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they
Not-
switched her from like the novice classes to like individual accepted
yeah.
classes like on the first day. It was like so fast
There was like
because immediately it was going terribly, and then nobody told Elida
yeah.
because they're like, we don't want to tell, I don't want to be the one to report that your shit plan
It's shitty.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
this-
like Lyanna's just captive, and Egwene just like wanders down there, and they like plot together.
Yeah.
And that's like allowed.
Yeah, like it is one of my favorite parts of the books.
Yeah,
is this
we're
moment with
left on a
Egwene.
cliffhanger of there is supposed to be a meeting
To attend Elida.
to attend Elida. So Egwene is supposed to go meet with Elida.
And that happens
Right
really
away.
early on in the book, and then we don't
Yeah.
hear about it again.
Yeah.
And
Which
so,
is also an annoying part of the Wheel of Time. It's like there's so many threads that like you're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he just leaves
Yeah.
it there.
yeah.
Okay.
So I have a theory, because last time in your section, like how it should have ended,
Yeah.
which we'll get to, I thought that the Egwene capture should have happened in the middle of Crossroads of Twilight. And then at the end of Crossroads of Twilight, we should have got Egwene killing it, like kind of making the most of her situation where she's
Yeah.
not being executed, she's not being stilled, she's like just going into battle in like infiltrating the White Tower. And so that would have been a nice win at the end of Crossroads of Twilight. And then in Knife of Dreams, we could have extended that plot a little more and gotten kind of more about what's happening in the tower, whereas we basically got nothing.
Yeah.
If I understood what you just said,
Yeah.
you were like, we could have finished the Wheel of Time at like 8 books. It's totally true. It's totally true. I mean, I just mean I'm teasing about that idea of like
Twilight needed like a good ending, not a crappy one.
No, I know. There's like so many moments where you're like, this could have been a lot shorter of an arc, and it still would have been powerful and really interesting.
Yeah.
But there is like something to be said for. It's weird, like as having read these books now for 30 some odd years of my life. I know some people are like, okay, but read lately, whatever. Having this be part of my life this long, it's nice to like have more to read sometimes, even if it's like not your favorite stuff. You're like, yeah, but this is like, it's building out a world, even though it's like overly complex plotting that should have ended early. It's fun to have at this point, if that makes sense. But
honestly,
yes,
I had so much fun these last 2 books with the Elaine succession. Like I have never tracked the houses as closely as I did for our podcast, so I could explain exactly who's on which side, why things are happening where, who's doing what. Like I had a flow chart basically. It was
he drew out a
pretty extensive.
By the way, Marisu said it's called world building. Sheesh. At some point, that Perrin and Fael arc was not world building. That's like, I don't know what to call it, but
ooh, that leads me to my next bad.
Okay.
Perrin's plotline.
Okay.
Especially because he's planning this rescue.
Okay.
And it's like 30 something days that he's like planning the rescue. And yes, he has to get the Shanchen involved, which is like questionable at best, because I don't want to work with the Shanchen. I didn't like that.
And like, oh no, the Shanchen have like hundreds more new Damani.
Yeah, because like, I don't like the Shido, and the Shido wise ones were all complicit in all of this like slavery stuff, and so now they are slaves. So it's like, is it a lot like
again, bad things happen to bad
it's like
people?
hard to talk about.
Yeah.
So, but it's like, I really just wish that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So we gotta go get the fork root. We also at one point have to like see somebody throw up a bunch of beetles.
Yeah.
We
That's
at
important.
one point have
those
to,
are
and then like
by the way,
or something.
those moments are like some of my favorites. By the way,
Yeah.
like. Because all it does is make me go like, oh, how does that even work? And then I get stuck in figuring it out. And then like other people like Elaine's succession or something, or they like Perrin's like complex plot to save his wife. And I'm over there like, but beetles?
So
how would that work?
I thought it was the evil weevils.
Yeah.
The evil weevils. I like it.
So I know my last poll that I suggested was kind of controversial.
I have
another one.
I'll end that one about 95 votes. 67%
pretty
said yes.
there's some. It's a hot topic. Like, and I understand that.
It was. Do you have another one for us? Is that what you're doing?
I do. Less hot topic, but like something that I've always envisioned. It's kind of like how gateways I've always envisioned as the same kind of gateway, like portals in World of Warcraft, like circular little ovals that you hop.
And
through.
I don't picture like that.
But like I read this book while I was playing World of Warcraft. And it's like that's a gateway, and that you go through the gateway like little oval. But like gateways are squares, and like it's anyways.
And
the whole point. During this Fael rescue plan, part of the plan is that we're going to go and send people down an aqueduct into the town.
Like that's like
there's
2
a
miles
whole thing.
long.
Now I've always envisioned this aqueduct.
But they have to like stay in overnight, and then they don't even end up doing anything.
I've envisioned the aqueduct like a water slide, where they're going in and then sliding down the aqueduct into the city. But she says that they have to like trudge through the gross, disgusting water for 2 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is the aqueduct a sewer or is it a water slide? Okay. Was the aqueduct...
Like, it has to be like slightly declined for the water to run, right?
Yeah.
But it's not so on a decline that it's a water slide.
What can I say?
A water slide
if you lie
or
back
a
and put your arms under
sewer?
you go super fast down the aqueduct.
Is that sewer okay? Water slide and sewer? Are those the 2 options? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a water slide.
I think it's the water slide.
Now we're never gonna get invited back. Because...
Are we still talking about the book?
This is part of the books.
This is part of it, Matt.
He went on for so long. Like I know there's like 4 windmills around the aqueduct entrance.
There's so much.
So much.
But we also had to go to some ghost town and winnow weevily wheat for like an entire chapter. And oh gosh, it just went on and on. But on the flip side of that being the bad, the good of this book is the shadow plot seems to be over and Perrin finally gets his wife back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you like it's bad, but it's good.
The whole
good,
plot
yeah.
to get there.
There's a book I read with my kids, and like the whole when they were little, and it was like, that's good, no, that's bad. And they would like say something and you're like, oh, that's bad, and they're like, no, that's good, and it would tell you why it's good. The whole Perrin plot reminds me of that book. It's like, yeah, that is bad. No. This is why. Oh, that's good. No, it's bad.
Yeah.
So
and
anyways.
one of the reasons it was really tough for you to read was because like we get the Elaine hierarchy, like we get the succession war and then the file plot and with Perrin, like it was like it's like back to back 5 chapters for each. So it's like for 2.5 weeks, like we're only doing
more than that,
Elaine or like 3. We were only doing Elaine.
Okay, let me tell you why something good about the Elaine succession stuff.
Do tell.
So against all odds and despite horrible decision making and despite it being really hard to read, Elaine and getting kidnapped, Elaine claws her way to that throne independently.
She does.
I mean, independently, I guess. I mean,
she didn't just accept it from Rand.
Sure.
She wanted to fight for it.
She didn't use the Aiel. She didn't use the Saldeans.
No, and she should have.
She should have used all of them. But
like, I don't
understand. I don't know why we're not using like the Aiel and the Borderlanders who are there who could help her.
But we will hire outside
mercenaries who are going to turn on you from the inside.
Yeah, no one said it was like totally smart. When you said clawing, you meant through really poor decision making.
Oh, I did say that. I did say despite bad decisions.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, she did it on her own, like normal human beings, which is make poor decision after poor decision to eventually succeed. I got you.
While pregnant and being told she can only drink goat's milk. Even though I definitely recommend do not drink unpasteurized goat's milk when you're pregnant.
But then
my parents maybe
wife who's
I had
like,
to drink goat's milk when I was a kid. So yeah.
Oh really?
Was it so good?
Was it pasteurized?
I don't remember.
Okay. We had to look up a bunch of information about like
I was like
raw goat's milk like.
Okay, and then on the flip side, that's good. No, it's bad. Elaine gets captured by the Black Aja because of a very hastily thought out plan that nobody stops Elaine from doing.
Yeah, and a bunch of people die, and she's like, "Oh well." At
least I'm okay. And her flawed sense of Min told me that I would have these babies and my babies would be healthy and fine. Therefore, nothing bad can happen to me is just this wildly flawed logic. Like you can have healthy babies while in captivity, or you can have healthy babies while everyone around you dies. Like
like she lost a lot of people in that terrible plan of hers. And the terrible plan was that if you recall. So David Hanlon was visiting Millie Skane, the Lady Cheyenne. She's a house in Camelin.
That's how I remember Nate.
And then the new little sleuth that she hired after the first like 5 sleuths got murdered, finally followed them to this one house, and he's like, "Hey, they're all there. Like there's Black Aja there. There's like 2 there." And then Elaine's like, let's go. Let's do this thing. So she rolls in with like 4 people or whatever, because it's her, Vandine, Saritha, and Carrie-Anne. And she suspects 2 of those people of maybe being Black Aja. She suspects Saritha and Carrie-Anne. And she's like, let's all go. And we'll link so they can't even channel. It's fine. This will go great. And then
it doesn't go great.
Yeah. So they all get murdered. Everybody dies.
But she did that without the Saldeans, and that's the important aspect of this.
In spite of it, she became queen. Thanks to Brigida making the Windfinders do their job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I say. Independently, but with Brigida. Let's be honest. She did it independently, but she had a hero of the horn to help her. So, look.
Should have just taken it from Rand.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that. It is funny. A lot of these plots do have that. That's bad. No, that's good. And that's good. No, that's bad. I like it. Anything else in the good and bad category?
Yeah, Matt gets reunited with the band.
We do.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been waiting. She's been waiting. She's been like,
I'm like, where's Talmatis?
and how are they gonna find Matt? Because Matt is like going all over the place. And we saw a scene with Talmatis. He was like, we're gonna head towards Abu Dar because we need to go help Matt. And that was back when you thought that like
That was a
Moraine
while
was gonna
ago.
come back and meet up with Rand in Abu Dar or something like that. There was a crazy, anyways. That was
Who
wrong.
knows what the things
Yeah.
I say?
But they just
Wow.
like they meet him randomly in the middle of nowhere.
In Altara.
Yeah, it's great.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's good. And they got crazy new crank crossbows.
Yeah,
Yeah. I like you like seeing an upgrade. You know, Jordan had to give us some upgrades. He
they're
couldn't just
super
like
effective.
We got
Yeah.
some technology. We got some schools.
Yeah,
we got Looks like we got death gates or whatever, right? We gotta
Yes.
we gotta make
That's
it more
right. We're
interesting as we go.
upgrading. Yeah.
yeah.
You gotta upgrade.
That's good.
You're down to like 3 more books. You gotta give some upgrades to be interested in. So
Right.
Aludra stepping up her game.
Well, with
Yeah.
her dragon eggs.
the dragon,
Dragons eggs, and she's trying to make cannons and stuff, and she's blowing shit up.
Yeah,
So
she hates the Shanchen, which I like.
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Yep.
I like it. Yeah.
Here's a bad thing. Halima runs away,
Yeah,
and it takes way too long for anyone to figure out that she's the bad guy.
yeah. So Halima and Delana, yeah,
Yeah.
escape right before they figured out that they're evil.
Yeah.
Get her.
Yeah,
She's gone.
yeah.
That is an annoying, but I guess maybe it's not annoying in the sense of maybe it's good that like a villain isn't just caught. You know, they get away. You know, so
It doesn't bode well for her predictions because, like, for a long time, you were saying that
I wanted Egwene to
Egwene
figure
was
it
going to
out.
figure out that Halima is clearly evil.
Well, and like
Gotcha.
it would have had to be like the old school overhear a conversation.
Yeah.
Like Egwene is literally like in the woods, maybe like peeing or something, and then Delana and Halima are like having a secret conversation, and Egwene overhears it, like old school, because Egwene is clearly getting like compelled by with these headaches and stuff, and so I needed her to like figure it out.
By the way, I would have loved this theory back in the day. If you had submitted this theory to Theoryland, like Egwene is out there peeing in the woods,
In the woods.
and
Where else
here's
do
a
you pee?
conversation.
Where else do you pee?
I know. I'm just saying,
wood.
like the Amrla is just out there peeing in the woods, and Halima happens to be.
They're having a meeting in the woods. Right. And
That's-
Egwene overhears it.
I like how you're like, this is like, yeah, it's like old school. It's so old school.
Yeah, because Robert Jordan would never be like, someone just overhears a conversation to find something out. Never. It's always got to be like 1,000 times more complicated than that.
But
I have
isn't that,
something
like, a
new
little
for
bit like-
shocking.
Oh, okay.
I have something new
Go
that
for
I
it.
just remembered.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think, and I might be wrong about this. I'm pretty sure this is the first book where we get like mention of a bathroom because Tuon calls
Oh.
it the necessary. It might have happened this book or it might have
Shocking.
happened last book. I can't
That
remember,
is-
but I
I
want
think
to
it is
mention
this book. Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw this. Land pees on a tree and Egwene pees behind a bush. Exactly. There you go.
There you go.
That is a shocking. That's a little or notable kind of moment. Yeah, a bathroom, right? I mean, we have baths.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
we
we
got
have a
tons of
form of a
those.
bathroom, right?
Yeah.
So, the necessary. Okay. Anything else in the good and bad before we jump into one of my favorite parts of this discussion?
I don't know. I think that like is pretty good. I'm sure. Like I always feel like we're missing stuff because I could just,
Probably.
like
yeah.
if you wanted like all the little details about everything
No,
that
but yeah.
happens, like I could give you that. But
like the bathroom thing. Yeah.
like the bathroom thing.
There was.
Oh,
there's-
this book we get the first real normalization of Aes Sedai and Ashaman
Yeah.
bonding.
oh yeah.
So we have a lot of them now, and
Everyone's doing
their
it.
relationships are like good. You know, it's
Yeah.
not like weird. They like each other when they're bonded, kind of
Yeah.
thing, and they're really into it together.
Yeah.
Because we get
Yeah.
that with at the Severog meeting.
Yeah.
There are
Like
pairs.
Catswin's people are like pairing up with people and they're like actually seem to be in good relationships.
and Logain shows up
yeah.
or
in some,
somewhere,
like,
or
yeah.
someone shows up somewhere and is like, you can bond some of us
Yeah.
to make it
With,
fair
yeah. Rand
at the rebel
sends-
camp, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically everybody's getting to pair up with Ashman right now.
Mhm.
And then the Reds roll in at the very end of the book and they're like, we're Reds
They're
and we're
too late to the
we
party.
know how to deal with men who can channel, so we're the only ones who can do this. And then Time and his buddies all laugh at that and say, okay. That's gonna
Yeah,
go well. It's gonna go
That
great.
is like that is one of those visions you just see, like you can just hear that laughter.
Yeah.
You can just that scene is really well done.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's jump on then to the next.
Can we talk about the poll first? Because is it still going?
Yeah.
I
It is still going.
I need Danny
Okay.
to hear this.
You need answers?
Okay. Was the
about the water slide?
aqueduct
Oh, yeah.
a water slide or a sewer? Almost 100 people voted on this. 69% said water slide. So, by the way, there was a comment.
If
there was
it's a
a
water
comment
slide,
like,
here's the thing though. If it's a water slide and it goes and they just like water slide down, then they would have had to just sit in there.
I don't want to
and
hear
it's
it.
like over a day.
It's a water slide.
Like I like to picture it more like it's a day's trudge, and then we get there and then we don't do anything to help Fail, rather than we slide down and hunker down and wait in the water, and then we don't do anything for Fail. So, which is better?
It's a water slide where all the kids like stop themselves in the middle of the water slide, and then everyone just like piles in behind them. That's what's happening here.
I just love that somebody said, I can't remember who it was, but they said, I can't believe I just answered a poll between the options of sewer and water slide.
Well, welcome to the
There you
wheel
go.
leaves. I don't know what to tell you.
That's how we do things here.
Okay.
Low quality content coming at you.
Tell us-
Oh, no,
tell
this
us.
is good.
How it should have ended. How it should have ended, Danny. How? Tell us.
For the first time in a long time,
Yeah.
I'm pretty content with this ending.
Really?
We got
Okay.
a wrap up of so many different plot lines, because my main concern, honestly, was that Matt doesn't have a purpose.
That's true.
He's
That's
just
true.
like wandering
Just
around.
trying to get out of where he is.
He's wandering around with the circus
What?
and some lady, and he doesn't even really want her to be around. He wants to send her away, but he isn't sure where to go or what he should do. And finally, now we have this Moraine letter, and we have Tuon has gone, and so now we finally have like a real purpose for Matt, right? So that's like really nice at the end.
For the record, you did say that Matt would do a lot of good if he like went to Camelin to become Elaine's general,
I did say that.
because Brigida hates the job. And
And
Gawain,
Gawain,
where
where
is
the
he?
hell's
What's
that
he
guy?
doing? He's never here today. He's not doing his job. So
Where's
Gawain's gone.
Gawain?
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, so we got a wrap up of most things. I think that it ended probably as good as it
Yeah.
could have. It was a
Okay.
really strong ending.
Yeah, and you didn't think that the White Tower plotline was going to wrap up this
No,
book. You
I
said
was like, that's
we're
going
going to
on
save
forever.
we're going to save that for later.
I did say
So,
that would go on forever.
Yeah.
By the way,
but
I'm seeing. I
Oh.
mean, people are answering this poll. Like, are they content with the end? Basically, at end of Knife of Dreams, and the polls. I mean, I haven't looked, but I can see the answers. 91% in the yes so far.
Yeah.
So
the
people are feeling it.
only thing different that I would probably change is that there's not enough Forsaken
Yeah.
stuff. I would have liked a Forsaken like death,
Yeah.
maybe, or something going on there, because in chapter 3 of Knife of Dreams, I wrote this note about current Forsaken who are for sure alive,
Okay.
really for sure dead Forsaken, and then Limbo Land Forsaken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get some predictions on that
from-
too. Let's
This note that I took
Okay.
to the end of the book, it doesn't change.
Okay.
There's no like, oh, for sure, Limbo Land, like Asmodean, Samael, and Osingar, for sure,
Okay.
those are still Limbo Land.
you're not
Everyone on
definite
the
about
alive
them.
list is still alive.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? That
Yeah.
that could have
Like
changed.
we only actually have what Bilal and Ravine actually for sure
Dead.
100% dead.
Toast.
Okay. So what you're saying is, because this is going back to this question that we just had of how it should have ended. Basically, this is a good ending, but he still didn't give us like he
if
didn't
I
take
had
up
to change,
like take
yeah.
out if they had taken out Semirog or something at the very end or whatever. So
Yeah.
or like
Start
Balefire,
killing people.
Balefire,
Middle
Semirog.
of the book, that would have been so shocking. Like instead of capturing her, now she's Balefired
Gotcha.
because of this
Yeah, yeah.
situation. Yeah, Ron loses his hand, whatever. Now she's Balefired and dead. Now we
Yeah.
have
So
some
basically, it
shifting
didn't. The ending didn't give us any more progress in the
on
in
the
regards
villains.
on the villain side.
True,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
Well, it's
fair.
it's kind of funny because like the beginning of the Wheel of Time series kind of sets it up like we're gonna slowly start to, there's 13 Forsaken, and each book we're gonna take out one or two until the end of the series we fight the big boss or something, right?
Yeah.
It's like we start picking them off, but then it's like actually no, they start coming back, and now we're at 11 books in, and only 2 are for sure dead, and 3 are maybe dead, and that's only 5 out of the 13. Like, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to know this, Danny. How do you feel about this idea of these villains can come back? Like, you're 11 books into this series. Do you
No,
think this was
thank
like a
you.
smart aspect of metaphysics, or you're like, no, I hate this?
I think it's smart, but I also hate it.
Okay, the good and bad. We're back to it's good and it's
And I mean,
bad.
at some point though, our main characters, Rand, doesn't even know yet that
Sure.
this can happen.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. 'Cause that's not even in his mind. He might like stab Samarog, and then it's like, that didn't work. Now she's back, right?
Yeah.
Probably mind trapped, She's probably like not in a good position with the
Yeah,
dark one,
sure.
but still back. And Ron doesn't even know that yet. I would like it better maybe if he knew it and had a
If
plan.
you had some awareness of it, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, are you content with the end of the Knife of Dreams?
Yeah.
94% so far, and I'll leave that one up as we go on here. Okay, well, how it should have ended. I mean, to have you actually kind of be content with it, I don't think we need to like belabor that one because I really want to get to this next topic, everyone.
Yeah.
This is this is close to the end of this discussion, but it's the most fun part. Yes, predicting the weaves. Okay, we got to start writing some of these down. Go. What are your predictions now? That I have Taim as a top dark friend. That's all I have on the list. What are your predictions coming out of this one?
Let's talk
I
about.
didn't even write that one down.
Let's do.
I'm gonna write. That's not even on my list to talk about.
That's what we talked about. So
I say things and then I forget that I said
Can we talk
them.
about Moraine? I want to talk about Moraine. I just want to like get Moraine off, like get it on the record.
Yes, tell us now what is going to happen.
There
Yes.
have been a lot of things. She said a lot of words.
Yep.
I've said some things. Okay, so I predict that we are going on a mission to save Moraine.
Okay.
Right? We're gonna go through the Tower of Genji or whatever, probably, and we're gonna save Moraine.
That's what the letter alluded to.
That's what it alluded to.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a win for Moraine being alive if they get in there and she's alive.
Okay.
Didn't die
Hold on.
going through the doorway.
Hold on. You said if. Do you have a position? Is she alive?
Let her talk you through.
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I do.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Like 1,000%, 1,000%, she's alive.
Okay.
But I will admit I'm wrong on that prediction if they get in there and there's like no Moraine or she's dead or whatever.
Like a too late,
Like
rescue too late situation. She didn't die immediately going through, but it may have been.
Or if she was like never in there and she did die immediately going through, and we've learned that. Like then I'd be like, okay, I was wrong because she wrote that letter before she went through, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever. So we get in there. She's alive. We got to bring her out. That's a win. She's alive. She didn't die going through the doorway. Even if trying to get her out, she dies.
There's one thread of the pattern that she might not make it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
They might go in to get her
because she
might
said
not
that
come
in her
out.
letter that like there's all these stipulations about how to save her, and even if they go and do the exact things she says, then she might not make it out.
Yeah.
So she threw that one out there. You believe Moraine's alive. Is Moraine getting out?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Moraine is
I'm just
out.
stipulating on how to determine whether or not my Moraine is still alive is going to be proven right.
Okay.
Yeah.
If she is coming out, when? What book?
Next
Pick a book.
Yeah.
The Gathering Storm?
Yes.
Gathering Storm. Here we go.
It's gotta be.
This is the one.
It's been too
Happening
long.
in
Yeah.
The Gathering Storm. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, she's getting, of course.
By the way, Moraine's
she's
been like
gone
a
in book
constant. I remember across the Twilight, Moraine's coming back in KOD. Let's see. Moraine is back by book 11 in Winter's Heart. Moraine is coming back. Save Matt. Come through Tower of Genji. I'm not sure. Towers.
Oh
this is
yeah,
Path
I
of
thought
Daggers.
that Moraine was gonna come back and save Matt from his Abu Dar situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
From when the wall fell on him.
Right.
Right.
That did not happen.
That didn't happen.
No.
Okay. Gathering Storm. Moraine is alive. They're gonna go on a mission. Moraine is alive. Moraine is getting
Moraine
out.
rescued.
Okay.
Rescued.
Rescued.
Is rescued.
Rescued out. Okay. I'm predicting that the Shan-Chen are going to attack the White Tower because Elaine dreamed it.
No,
so
Egwene.
Egwene dreamed it.
She
so
And she did try to warn the Aes
Aes Sedai.
Sedai, and they were like, haha,
You idiot.
no,
Yeah.
they're so
Okay.
far away.
The Shanchan attack the White Tower, and you believe that's going to happen when?
Don't look at
Just
me
at
for
some point? Is that what you're saying? Or-
that.
Um.
There's only 3 left.
Okay. Next book is book 12.
Yeah.
Okay. Book 13.
Tara's Midnight.
Okay.
Yeah. You know why? That makes sense because the Towers of Midnight are Shanchan related, and they're going to attack the tower, and it's called Towers of Midnight.
You're like, wait a second.
Wait, I just figured it out.
I just figured it out. I like it. You're like, I am right. I like it. Hold on to it. And
Okay. Want to know when Elaine's babies are coming?
Yeah, do this
I
one.
do wanna,
This is a good one.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready? I don't think you're ready. The babies are going to come during the last battle on the slopes of Dragon Mount.
Okay.
Full circle, baby. Here we go. Let's
Full
do
circle.
it. Love
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And-
Does that have any like implications for anything? Like,
No, it won't matter.
Okay.
So
alright, just like, yeah.
yes, well, maybe it's prophetic. Like everything's a prophecy, but Rand should probably find out Elaine is pregnant at some point. Hey,
Will Rand pay child support? Will he accept responsibility?
Yeah, this is
when is
this
he
is a,
even
good- this is a
gonna
good
know?
point. Koala said, Dani said she'll be pregnant forever, didn't she? And then
Yeah,
he said,
forever till the last battle.
Okay. By the way, I'm going to end
Forever in these books.
this poll. Yeah, 95% were content with the end of the Knife of Dreams. Okay.
It's a good ending. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's because like we do get a lot of neat little bows on a lot of plot lines. Not everything, so we still have some hooks. But for a lot of, I feel like for a lot of us, me especially,
Yeah.
I can only speak for myself. But there was kind of like this checklist of like things we have to accomplish before we can like get into the last battle, like before Rand is ready to do this.
Yeah.
And then all these things like fall into place.
Mhm.
Like Matt's free, he's good to go. Elaine has Andor, she's good to go. Perrin's got his wife back, he's good to go.
Yeah, what are they gonna go do? Deal
Yeah.
with Massima, I guess.
Massima,
Oh,
he's
that
good
guy.
to go. Let's
guy's
do
crazy.
this thing. Let's do this thing. We didn't talk about him in the
no,
but
whatever. Who
still.
cares about?
Perrin's entire mission was to bring
In the
Massima to
show,
Rand.
he's very attractive, and I do not picture him as
So
attractive.
attractive.
That's too crazy for me.
It is. I don't put that person in my head for Massima.
No, but you know,
Would you give up your worldly possessions for show version of Massima?
Yeah. Yes, we would. We all would.
Okay. What else you got on this list
Okay.
of predictions?
You know, Noel,
Uh-huh.
that guy, so shifty. I don't really trust him, and I think that he's probably Jane Farstrider,
Okay.
and he's just in some kind of crazy disguise, and it's like, yeah, that guy's my cousin, but no, it's actually him.
Yeah, there's this whole thing where he's like, I'm the cousin of Jane Farstrider, and then
And he's like weird about it.
yeah, that's
Okay.
fair. Sort of
So-
weird. He kind of shit talks him a little bit, but
Okay. We also have to watch out for Jolene Sedai.
oh
Okay.
yeah.
Jolene Sedai. Jolene is going to
Is-
steal our man.
She's okay. That means she's gonna
Bond
bond
Matt.
Matt.
She's gonna bond. Jolene's gonna bond Matt. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We got
Yeah.
a warning that she might try to do that, so
Yeah.
that's why she's going to try.
And Matt had a thought of like, oh, at least I have the Terangriel, but then he also thought like, oh, but the warders can beat me up and take it off me. So like,
And I was like, he's literally goes to sleep, and it's
Yeah.
just on a leather cord they can
Yeah.
cut off.
I like. But they could wait a second. They could.
could I
could beat
eat
me up.
it?
Yeah.
And then it's just like,
I like
Because
it.
the
Okay.
problem is with that thing is like the Aes Sedai are like, oh no, there's no way for us to ever get it
yeah,
because they try to channel all the time. But it's like, well, we could just like
drop a
we could just
wall on
take it.
him and then
just take
break
it.
all the bones in his body. I don't know.
Nah, no. Okay. Ooh, here's a good one. So now
Okay.
Morgaze is free because
Okay.
not only with Fael being rescued, Morgaze and Alejandra are also rescued.
That's true.
Okay.
So Morgaze, here's my theory, is gonna find out Elaine won the candidacy for mayor, and she's gonna go back to Camelin,
Okay. And to do what?
be Morgaze, be super cool and awesome,
Okay.
be great. She's not gonna go try to be queen.
That's the question. It's
Okay,
like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
do
yeah.
what means like, is she
Yeah.
gonna try to be
Yeah.
queen?
Nah, I
Is she
think
gonna hover? Is she gonna
yeah,
hover?
like queen regent, right? That's what it would be called.
I think so.
Okay.
That would be
for my
like
Game of Thrones
well, and
knowledge,
then
like-
with all these ghosts walking around, Elaine's gonna be like, my mom's a ghost, right?
Clearly, that's the only answer.
She'll think that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one. Okay. What else you got?
I have not much. I think that's it.
Okay.
What else do I have?
I'm gonna look through the last time.
Yeah, see what I got.
Yeah.
So we had Forsaken
have-
Forsaken
Oh,
Alliances. I mean, you did predict Forsaken Alliances were gonna be out in the open, and that actually did.
Who's the next? Just like let's. I have two things.
Yeah, yeah.
Start out. Who's the
Go for
next Forsaken to die? Who's gonna?
Ooh, I like that one,
Someone's
yeah.
got to die, right? At some point. Who's the next? Kill one of them.
I like the next Forsaken to die. That's a good question.
You don't need to justify it. Just like
Masana.
Masana
Okay.
dead. Next. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Just because she's got herself into a precarious situation in the tower.
So the other prediction I want to hear from you, because we haven't talked about it because I forgot about it.
Ooh, what?
So when Rand got his hand blown off,
Yeah.
I always loved that scene because me as a young boy reading that, Rand's super cool because he's like emotionless and he's like, ooh, I guess I'll have to learn how to use the sword again. And then Bashir's like, yeah. And Rand's like, yeah. And that was cool to me at the time. Now it's like, oh
no.
you need some
Therapy.
probably
Yeah.
for your blown off hand.
Yeah. Well, and it's not like Star Wars. You can't just get like a robot hand.
Can't just get a robot hand. Can't do it. We don't have
Yeah.
robot hands yet, as
Yeah.
far as we know. Is
Well-
Rand gonna have problems channeling
with
one hand?
One
Because
hand.
we've seen so much with the whole hands thing, and we know Lucifer was like, I need my hands to channel.
I'm gonna preface this by saying Rand is already having problems channeling.
He's having problems embracing the source. Once he does that,
I can't really separate those two thoughts.
it's just the embracing the power makes him like almost throw up and pass out, and
Uh-huh.
sometimes Lucifer tries to take over. That's
a
different.
problem. Yeah.
Once he has it, though, he can do things.
And I feel like that's a problem.
Sure.
And this is just like add it to the list. At
But
this
once
point.
he gets it, then it is like,
Can he do like one
how do you bail?
giant arrow from his stump? You know? No?
That's wait, you have to like read and find out.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
You
There's
didn't answer my question at
no,
all.
because it's like yes, no, maybe so. Like that, I just Rand channeling is just an enigma to me. I don't even actually
Okay.
His
What?
stub will be like Mega Man with Balefire.
By the way, I want to remind you of two of your predictions. I want to see if you're still. Nynaeve is going to die, but will kill Moghedien.
yes, definitely. Shoot. Yeah.
Cool. Love it.
Yeah.
Still in there.
Just
And
like sooner
Matt-
rather than later. Maybe Moghedien's the next to die then. The
But,
problem is she's mind trapped right now, so that's like
Matt,
problem.
Matt as Elaine's general, is that still on the list
Yeah.
of your predictions?
We gotta rescue
That was
Moraine first.
But like eventually.
Yep, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I wanted to see what was still kind of hanging out of there. Awesome. Okay. Our last section then, everybody, is. That's
By
right. We got to
book
bring
11,
in.
okay?
Yeah. Keep or cut for TV. You liked this ending.
Yeah.
And what is there something in here where you're like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not gonna
Same thing as last time. Do you remember what I said last time?
get rid of the aqueduct scenes.
The Shido
water
are
slide.
gone already. So
yeah,
it's like
the Shido. Yeah, we already. Is there anything else you would cut?
We cut
Yeah.
the Shido in book 4.
Yeah, the
That's
Shadow
true.
already gone out of this. Like,
But-
is there something else that was like new where you're
Yeah.
like, no, we don't need this thing that we haven't cut before that you can remember?
we've said a lot of things already.
How about
like, cutting
Elaine's
people.
succession?
Yes.
Do you want
Elaine's succession.
you want to cut
and
Elaine's
then-
succession? You want to cut Brett? Brett's actually into it now, and you just want to cut
I
it.
love it. It's good. I like to track that
Not
stuff.
for TV though.
It doesn't make for fun TV. No, for sure not.
You don't think Elaine getting like captured after she has
We
some
can-
Still
stupid
get
plot?
captured.
We can do a
And-
capture Elaine situation while she's queen.
Except
Maybe-
here's the thing though,
maybe,
we're
like-
rehashing plot lines. Like how many
Yeah.
times does Elaine need to be captured by Black Aja that she's hunting?
At least
Let
two
me ask
more,
this:
statistically.
Like, I
how
feel like that's already
many
happened.
times is Elaine being captured the right amount
on the TV.
We'll say 0, between 1 and 2, between 3 and 4,
And then all of them.
5 plus.
Because currently, and this is the same situation as like the Semirog thing, we have David Hanlon captured in the cells, and we have the Black Aja that are still alive from that fight captured. And like we're questioning them. And like that doesn't work out well.
Yeah. I feel like they should have known how like the whole Pat and Fane thing. I mean, early on we had this, right?
Yeah.
When our bad guys are captured, they escape.
Yeah. Kill the bad guys.
There you go. So keep the capture. I mean, maybe I'll ask that. Should they keep for TV this idea of like capture the bad guys and they escape, or cut that whole idea, kill them?
Well, like no, it's an interesting thing. I just think that it's been done a lot of times already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is
to learn
cut all of the redundant kind of plots that they have. Where
Well, even the sea,
like,
and that's the problem with like the sea folk in general. Like the sea folk, I can see getting cut completely.
Yeah.
Because even in this book, we get like this whole thing about because
it's
Nesta,
so confusing and bad.
The queen.
That's the bad. That's part of the bad. Is the sea folk stuff, because I don't even know what's going on and I'm supposed to remember who everybody is and I don't.
Because they make a deal, it's like, oh, the sea folk, you have to use your ships to help Rand, and then we find out about the Amityar, the mass suicide this book.
Oh yeah,
and it's such a big moment of like, oh my goodness, all the Amityar are dead. They all killed themselves in like a ritual cult suicide craziness, and the sea folk are like, we gotta go help, we gotta leave. And then Logain's like, no, it's the last battle. You can cry after the last battle.
By the way, I'll always remember that. I think Robert Jordan was like, he had said something about.
I did a whole fun fact because he was upset.
Thought it was supposed to be so shocking.
Yeah, he was upset the fans weren't more like torn up about this because it was supposed to be like the gasp moment.
Yeah, we just weren't invested in
the reception he wanted.
As readers, we're like, who are these people? I mean,
and I was like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah, they were kind of like very two-dimensional, kind of, in that way. You're like, I don't think anyone was just like, whoa, that's crazy. Okay, what's happening to the main characters? So.
And like when you read up on like actually like in the moment, it's not super sad, but after the fact, we're like, oh, and also the parallels that Robert Jordan was trying to draw on it. It's like, oh yeah, this is horrifying. Like this is super sad. But in the moment as a reader, you're like, I'm not personally connected with these people and I don't know them. Yeah. What's going on?
This is Mary Sue said RJ called us heartless.
I was just sometimes we are.
I was just really narrowly focused. I was like, get back to the stuff I want to. I mean, like you're reading a book, right? It's kind of that whole like, how far do you take kind of really investing in how real it is versus like, and so there are characters that one character could die and I would be like broken up about it, right? And then the Amayar, it was like, you know what I mean? It's just that relationship.
Well, even like Arab, it was like,
that
guy was shifty. Next. Roland, that guy got his head smashed in. Next, what's the next thing? And like the way they're written, it's like to be so broken up over people dying. It so far hasn't been like.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
You know what I'm trying to say?
In a different Wheel of Time universe, it would have been really cool had like the three boys been the three like prophesized ones, like Rand's the Dragon Reborn, maybe Matt's the Karakar, and maybe Perrin is the Koramor, like where everyone thought it's all the same, but actually it's like three people. Like that would be cool. And then you could build off these different plot lines with these different people that they're each responsible for.
Yeah.
Different series though, but
it'll be interesting to see what they do with the TV show. I know we're so far in advance.
I know at
that
TV
point, shows, so this question is kind of like really hard.
Yeah, but there's a trickle effect of like if we would have cut it 5 books ago, all these plot lines wouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
So,
and at some point, will Fael get kidnapped, and Perrin has to rescue her? Maybe at some point in the later seasons, sure.
Yeah.
But is it going to be like this exact the way it's drawn out for books and books? Like,
but like we had Fael kidnapped already once before with the whole hedgehog thing. So like we've done this
that
before.
Wasn't kidnapped per se.
It's trapped. It's like someone that you love is captive and he has to go rescue her. So I can see I can see combining of.
I hated that whole because he already Perrin did the whole hedgehog thing and he had to save her here. Like the whole like rushing to save Fail thing, it gets
Yeah.
I just hope they don't continue to repeat that in the books. I mean, in the show. By the way, 63 of you voted on how many times is Elaine being captured the right amount. 5+ was winning, but 1 to 2 did win out. But 5+ had it for a while.
How many times does someone have to rescue her? 5+.
By the way, I can't believe you are done with Knife of Dreams and you're about to kind of walk into a Brandon Sanderson book. And I only have a few minutes left with you both here, and they're going to start like a giveaway and chat. Hopefully Innkeeper on us will get that going. But I wanted to ask you, like this is the end of what Robert Jordan, like from the books that he wrote. Like, did you feel that, like, knowing it, right? Did you feel that as you closed the last page? Was there some kind of, like, what was that like for you?
Yeah, I definitely was aware of it, because leading up to the end of Knife of Dreams, we knew that we wanted to do something for our last Knife of Dreams episode. And so, and thank you so much to you who sent in a nice tribute and talking about what the books meant to you and what Robert Jordan created and how that affected you. That was really nice to plug in. And we also did an interview with Maria Simmons, and that was really nice to be able to listen to sort of her perspective on the whole thing. And so that was really nice. And so if people haven't listened to that, that's on our last book recap of Knife of Dreams that just came out yesterday. Actually,
there's a link in the description to their podcast. So go check that out. I've loved to check that out. And Maria. So I haven't listened to it yet. So
we were pretty aware, because we really wanted to make it like, we didn't want to just gloss over it and pretend like there wasn't something going on. And so we made a donation to the Mayo Clinic, and we sort of really like made it a tribute as we were finishing the books. And so, had we just not done all those things, I think, you think, oh, what's it going to be like going next? But we really did want to make it special. And like, we wouldn't have what we have with the podcast and everything if it weren't for Robert Jordan. But it is kind of surreal too, like thinking where we started so many years ago. And I mean, we're not like we don't do random, we've done this in order from the beginning. And it's like we're 350 episodes or something, like a crazy amount of episodes, crazy amount of years, crazy amount of chapters. And when we were starting, I was like, oh, getting into the Brandon, it doesn't even matter about that, because like, who knows if we'll even get there. And
you're there.
Will podcasts even exist in like 4 years?
We'll just transport it to your chip in your brain.
Be like a virtual thing. I don't know.
But it is a wild transition. It'd be really interesting to come back here. I mean, I'm taking off time here until July of next year, but it sounds like you won't be done with the Gathering Storm until after I'm back. So it'll be I was never gone, right? Exactly. And we'll come back. And
Except we'll miss you at Jordan Con.
Yeah, I know. For anyone going to WatCon, I'll be there if you're going to WatCon. But I won't be at.
Trying to make it work.
Maybe. Okay. Two Wheel of Time conventions.
I know. This year was
we'll see how that goes for us.
I saw scrambling to get onto this episode like 3 minutes before.
Putting
down
our
to the wire
children
here.
to bed. Yeah.
Totally. And I totally get it. It is a lot. And the fact that you've already gotten here and you have these 3 books left, and Brandon Sanderson's written those, right? And so it'll be interesting. I don't want to like preface it with anything other than to say I can't wait to hear what you have to say about that experience, right? You've dedicated a chapter by chapter reads, right? And you've been so embedded in Robert Jordan's world and his writing. So it'll be really, really fascinating to get your opinion, right? Because you'll be doing the same thing with Brandon Sanderson's writings, right? And so I'll be really fascinated with what you have to say about that for sure.
I sort of made a comment about how it's challenging for me to predict where things might go from here, because where Robert Jordan, I might right away be like, this is who he wants us to think did it. But I'm thinking about, X character over here who we saw one time, probably, because he would embed these little things in, and I just don't know Brandon Sanderson's writing, especially like with these books. And so it'll be a little bit of a learning curve for me just to get the predictions. And I haven't been a fan of Perrin and Fail's relationship up to this point, but I don't know how Brandon Sanderson writes their relationship. You know what I mean? So
well, what's really fun about this for me as we get to these final 3 books will be I got to beta read the last 2.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to hear your reactions to things that happened then. And I don't know if I'll be able to really
don't
talk.
Like, just blame on me.
Yeah, you can just blame it on. Yeah, if there's something there were moments where people would like, I can't believe you missed this thing in these books, and it was like, it was brutal. It was brutal to hear that because you're like, I did miss that. Like I wasn't focused on.
I
X.
hate you.
No, it was I wasn't focused on some things, and like you miss it, and you're like, oh, but I was focused on this other stuff as from a beta read perspective. But that's going to be fun for me too. Is as you get to those books that I had a chance to be on the back, back, the behind the scenes, I guess it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm not like too concerned about it, because I do know the love and attention that went into creating these books. It wasn't just, a random guy who just decided to pick them up and start writing them without any input from anybody, you know? So there was so much that went into making these books the way that they should be made. So I'm not going in with too much trepidation. I think it'll be good. And you're going to come on for an episode in one of the books, right?
Oh, I will. I'll totally do that. Yeah.
There's a specific chapter, right?
There is a specific chapter. So yes.
Not next book. Not this book though.
No, not this book.
Okay.
So yeah, it's the next one. So I'll be
But
there.
you're always welcome if you want. Whenever you stumble back on into the inn.
I appreciate that. By the way, Wadaholic Aussie has won some Dusty Wheel swag. Hey man, congratulations. Just send me your email address through Discord and I will make sure I get that to you. But congratulations, Wadaholic Aussie. That's awesome. We hung out at WatCon. That was fun.
Nice.
Well, thank you both. I'm sorry that I have to go jump in the car.
This was great.
Oh no, this was awesome, and I wasn't sick.
Yeah, two
and I
hours
laughed at all your jokes. No, I'm just kidding.
It's no 12 hours.
Doesn't
I'm understanding what you meant.
Regular.
No, but I'm understanding what you meant by this because me not laughing the entire time when you guys are like chatting about this, me just like he is so bored. Like Crossroads of Twilight was just
I was like, he really hates Crossroads
of Twilight. It's the worst.
By the way,
I thought, like, are we trying to be too positive about it? Like, am I trying to?
No, I totally get it now. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, you would totally feel that in that episode. So if you go back and watch Crossroads of Twilight, I was not feeling well, and it's a really funny memory. Yeah, for sure. By the way, definitely join in voice chat over on Discord if you want to chat. I don't think I'll be able to join in today. I'll try, but yes, everyone out there, if you want to keep the conversation going about the Wheel of Time, about next week, about what's happening, or about tonight's show, you can jump into Discord in our voice chat, and a bunch of fans jump in there and chat through the night. I can't remember how long those things have gone on, but for a very long time.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
For a bit if everyone will keep it spoiler free.
Yeah, if you keep it spoiler free, and make sure, as my mods put in chat, to check out the Wheel Weaves podcast. Thank you both for being here. It's awesome to see you.
Put it on your to-do
I'm
list.
so glad this was our ultimate live stream tonight, and I hope everyone will come out. Probably going to be spoilers, so don't. Dani, probably not next.
Fine. You know what?
I know.
Like,
Brett, if you want to jump on with me, if you want to jump on and talk Landfear, next week. I mean, let me know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk.
Okay. I'll make sure I do that. And thank you everybody for being here. It's been a blast, and I can't wait honestly till Landfear Guide on next week. It's gonna be crazy. 12 hours of Landfear.
Thanks,
it's
Matt.
coming.
We
as
love
we sit around here.
Thanks
yeah, you too. And I thank everybody for being in chat with us. And as we sit around here, good night from the Dusty Wheel and Smash to Black.
Welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Look at you. You're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like this is one
really
of the
well.
biggest scenes.
And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm
sad. I see Nakomi as something along the lines of a Shida Haran analog.
it does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge. Yay! like baby face mounted on like a huge body. So like
This
all
is
of a
not
sudden,
just
it's
a
like, wow.
traditional fantasy, right? There are sci-fi
And
elements.
just a
for
moment
those that are
ago,
kind of interested.
Rafe tweeted something. So let me get my guest in here with me. And
Probably, I would say,
let's
put
get
in
talking here.
70, 80% of the work. I got to be over the shoulder and be like, no,